going on, Notre Dame fans? Mike Singer from Blue and Gold with a report from San Antonio, Texas after day one of the All-American Bowl. Notre Dame has 5 players in this game. It was supposed to be 8 or 9, but you had a few injuries. So, again, Notre Dame with 5 players in this game. Please go ahead and hit the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to our Blue and Gold YouTube channel, of course, for more content. Yeah, let's get into it. I started the day at the West practice where I got to see Notre Dame linebacker Drayk Bowen, cornerback Micah Bell, and even though offensive tackle Sullivan Absher is from North Carolina, he is playing for the West team this week. He was a late add. Just got invited this past Thursday to the All-American Bowl, so filling in on the West team, and a good practice. Thought Sullivan Absher, I mean, he was actually the first player I got to see when I got on the field, and might be the biggest player here. I mean, just a monstrous person. Big question for him is, he's a guy who plays in a run-heavy, triple option offense at the high school level, so you don't ever really get to see him pass block. So got to see him a little bit do that this morning. Thought he looked good in that setting, and certainly going to be intrigued to see him more, in one-on-ones as the week goes on. But Sullivan Absher I thought was really good. Linebacker Drayk Bowen. I'm just such a big fan of Drayk Bowen. I think he's a fantastic linebacker. Checking in at 6'1.5", 6'2", 230 pounds. Big kid, still moves well. There's a specific play where he was dropping in coverage, and tight end running down the seam, and Drayk was there in his hip, so he can do that, and also such a physical player in the box. So really like Drayk Bowen at the Mike linebacker, and Micah Bell didn't really look. His biggest attribute is that speed, and you can really see that in today's setting. So looking forward to seeing that this week. But yeah, again, just didn't see Micah Bell get tested a ton, but he did make a nice play. There's a ball thrown up the seam, and Bell closed on it and broke up that pass. So I'm excited to see more of Bell this week. And then over on the West team, just a couple Notre Dame recruits. We got safety Don Schuler and defensive lineman Brenan Vernon. Schuler, I'll be honest with you guys, there wasn't really a ton to report on him. The safeties don't get a ton of action, because so much of the plays or the passes, are thrown outside the hashes. So if you have a safety playing in the middle of the field, there's really not a ton for them to do, in 7-on-7 specifically. But Brenan Vernon this morning, I wasn't at the practice, but had an interception, a ball that he just had a great read on, was thrown right at him, and he just put his paws up there and snagged it. And kind of a talk of the day was Vernon, because someone who, one of the last times we got an updated weight on him, he was 280, 285. Well, now he's in the 250 to 260 range, so he's definitely thinned out, and certainly Vernon's the type of guy you want him the first off your bus. Like, he's just a mean looking man, and I mean that in all sincerity and in a good way for him. That he's just someone who, you want the first off your bus to kind of intimidate the opponent, and definitely that kind of figure. And looking forward to seeing more of him throughout the week. Someone who did flash in the morning practice. So that's it to wrap up day one. Head to blueandgold.com for more written coverage from this this opening practice with notes and quotes and observations, and stick to our YouTube channel here throughout the week as well. We'll have more coverage and highlights. So again, please do hit the thumbs up on this video, and as always, folks, we'll catch you next time.